The difference quotient is a specific expression that shows up in different places. It's actually a very important expression in calculus, but it's based off of the slope of a line. So the difference quotient is defined to be f of x plus h minus f of x over h. It's really just a variation on the formula for the slope of a line. And so we're just going to find and simplify that expression using this function that's given. So probably the most complicated part of this is evaluating that very first piece of it, that f of x plus h. F of x plus h does not mean that I simply add an h on to the end of this equation for the function. It means I have to replace the x, or the input, with that expression x plus h. So I'd have negative 2 times x plus h squared plus x plus h plus 5. So we're going to go ahead and just simplify this part as much as we can before we plug it into the rest of the difference quotient. So to square that x plus h, that means to multiply it by itself. So we're going to have to FOIL that. And I'll go ahead and do that first before multiplying the negative 2 in there. Now the second x plus h expression, we can go ahead and just get rid of the parentheses on that because we're just adding it. And so let's go ahead and multiply. So we get x squared. I do the outside terms, I get plus xh. The inside terms would also give me plus hx, or xh. So I get 2xh there. And my last terms would be plus h squared. Now to go ahead and distribute that negative 2. And we don't have any like terms there, and so we're ready to just go ahead and take that entire expression there and plug it into that spot, that very first spot of the difference quotient. So let's go ahead and go to our difference quotient here. And so we're putting this entire expression here in that f of x plus h spot. Now the parentheses here are not necessary, but just to kind of separate it so that that's f of x plus h minus f of x. Now here the parentheses are necessary because I need to go ahead and distribute that negative in order to get rid of them. And then all of that gets divided by h. So we want to just take this now and simplify it. So I'm going to start off just by removing this first set of parentheses and distributing the negative in order to remove the second set. Okay, so we can see here at the end, I distributed that negative, so I get plus 2x squared minus x minus 5. So now up top we do have some like terms and some things that cancel out. Negative 2x squared plus 2x squared, those are going to cancel. X minus x, those cancel. 5 minus 5, those cancel. Now if we take a look at the terms that are left on top, we have a negative 4xh minus 2h squared plus h. All of those terms have an h in them. So let's go ahead and factor out an h on top, and that's going to leave us with a negative 4x minus 2h plus 1. And then we still have that divided by h on the bottom. Well, by factoring out that h up top, we can now go ahead and cancel that with that h that's on the bottom. So our simplified expression here would just be negative 4x minus 2h plus 1. There are no other like terms, nothing else that can be done with that. So that's the simplified expression.